Okay, same morning, I've got another message. So this last video, the long one that I put out about the new heaven and the new earth, I need to give you another short message so that you can understand why I say that this star that we are seeing in the sky, or so-called star, which I believe is the red dragon. Um, let me go back to Matthew chapter 2. Hold on. Okay, so this is Matthew 2 again. Okay, this is what I was saying about that which was, will be. Okay, in the same way that he left, this is what he meant. In the same way that he left, he will return. So this is that mirror, okay, which is very interesting because it's all lines up. So Matthew 2, verse 13, the flight to Egypt. Now, when they had gone, behold, an angel of the Lord. This is after, Mary and Joseph were to flee because Herod was angry, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I'm so in awe over this. I just want to get this message out to you so that you can read it and you can pray yourself. So now that they had gone, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, get up, oh, here we are, and take the child and his mother and flee to Egypt and remain there until I tell you. For Herod is going to search for the child to destroy him. So Joseph got up and took the child and his mother while it was still night and left for Egypt. He remained there until the death of Herod. This was to fulfill what had been spoken by the Lord through the prophet, out of Egypt I called my son. Now we're going to go to Revelations. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to, because I've always felt very strong about them doing their, you know how they go and they do the, I can't think of the name, where they go and they check and see, they come around and you have to fill out a thing so that they know who lives where and what. It's a, anyway, let me continue to read. I'm going to read Matthew. I'm not going to go to Revelations yet. I'm going to read Matthew 16. Herod slaughters babies. Then when Herod saw that he had been tricked by the Magi, he became very enraged and sent and slew all the male children who were in Bethlehem and all its vicinities from 2 years old and under, according to the time which had been determined from the Magi. Then what had been spoken through Jeremiah the prophet was fulfilled. A voice was heard in Ramah, weeping in great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and she refused to be comforted because they were no more. But when Herod died, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt and said, get up and take the child and his mother and go into the land of Israel, for those who sought the child's life are dead. So Joseph got up and took the child and his mother and came into the land of Israel. But when he heard the Archelaus was reigner over Judea, which I've told you before, these names are very hard to pronounce, in the place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. Then after being warned by God in a dream, he left for the regions of Galilee and came and lived in a city called Nazareth. This was to fulfill what was spoken through the prophets. He shall be called a Nazarene. Okay, and here's the mirror for that. That's Revelations 12, verse 3. The red dragon, Satan. And then another sign appeared in the heavens, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his head were 7 diadems. And his tail swept away the third of the stars of heaven and threw them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman who was about to give birth. So here we are. So that when she gave birth, he might devour the child. Okay, so let me read on to the male child Christ. 5 through whatever, the end. And she gave birth to a son, a male child, who was to rule all the nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up to God and to his throne. And then the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared by God, so that there she would be nourished for 1,260 days. So it looks almost, so if you work out what 1,260 days means, I'm gonna have to. I know there's more messages here, so things are gonna take place here. They're coming. The signs. So again, I ask you to do your own praying and your own seeking, and be diligent about it. And I'm sure that more messages are going to come from this. So God be with you, and please get in your word and seek him. He wants us to seek him. There's a lot going on, but while we are still in the boat, we can sleep like Jesus did during the storm, okay? In his wings.